There are two kinds of people in this world, those who hybrid pick and those who don't. Roy Clark, Chet Atkins, James Burton, Glenn Campbell, Tim Henson, Jimmy Page, Jimi Hendrix, Kiko, however you pronounce his last name from Megadeth, Stevie Ray Vaughan, the best of the best, the who's who. What do they all have in common besides being amazing guitarists? Hybrid picking. I believe that hybrid picking is the best mixture of picking styles that can build your skills and improve your confidence and creativity, as hybrid picking combines the use of your pick and one or more of your fingers on your picking hand. Now, before we dive into the history and evolution of hybrid picking, I want to first show you a few examples of what it actually is and how you can learn to listen for it and see it visually. Let's look at a popular blues pattern or riff, and it's kind of a famous one at that. This could be easy to recognize for any Led Zeppelin fan. I'll play the song without hybrid picking first. The actual version adds the open strings of string 1 and string 2 to our pattern or riff and sounds like this. This specific example from Led Zeppelin's The Lemon Song would likely still work with the first example, but Jimmy Page filled out the sound and intro by adding these two additional strings to the song, just like how a keyboardist might do so. Another famous example he didn't use live, but I will, is Led Zeppelin's Bring It On Home. Now I'll add the harmony from the album version. Even when playing classical music, which is generally played using the thumb, first finger, second finger, and third finger, I find hybrid picking adds a little more interest and bass note volume. For example, that was a little bit from Johann Sebastian Bach's Jesu, Joy of Man's Desiring. And I love it in lead guitar improvisational use, as I have it in one of my own songs for my grandkids and kids. This is a lead from that song. What hybrid picking can do for you is open up the fretboard for the use of lower and higher pitches and voice variation. Voice or voicing refers to different arrangement and alternative notes to play the same chord by name. And don't forget the bass note attack, using our pick to increase or decrease volume. The more you see it, the more you'll hear it in the music you enjoy. As an example, watch Polyphia's Tim Henson and their video, Playing God. It's a little tough to see as the camera angle moves constantly, but when you watch closely, you'll see the guitarist use hybrid picking. By the way, I did a blind reaction to this song and others from Polyphia. You can check it out by clicking on the link in the corner. Now, can you notice the difference in using hybrid picking? Do you care about the difference? If you notice the difference and maybe don't care, then feel free to end this video now. Otherwise, stay and carry on this journey with me. So what is hybrid picking? It's simply a mix of using your guitar pick and fingers and adding the middle or ring finger to the mix. If your pinky's strong enough, add that too. In my case, I am holding my thick pick. I use a Jim Dunlap Jazz 1 pick at 1.10 millimeters thick, or a Jim Dunlap 3 with a 1.38 millimeter thickness and a cute little pointy tip, just because I love pick attack and no flop or slop in my pick. And I also use the I and the M from my strumming hand. I'll have more on these definitions later in the video, along with 3 exercises you can try. Hybrid picking and its cousin, chicken picking, were made really popular back in the day by James Burton. This guy is likely the most recorded hybrid picking guitarist, appearing on more than 360 albums with the likes of artists Elvis Presley, Ricky Nelson, Merle Haggard, and many, many others. Burton popularized the chicken pickin' style, popular in bluegrass, new rock and roll, and the old-timey music. The term chicken pickin' is thought to have come from plucking or snapping the strings with your middle, the I, or ring finger, the M. And it sounds like this. I'm going to try a little chicken pickin'. Next time at band practice, tell your bandmates you're going to try some chicken picking. So you may be asking yourself, and me, hey, Grandpa Matt, what are the advantages of hybrid picking? The first advantage and why it is best is versatility through creative note use and unique voicing. You'll be able to add complementary notes, melodies, and harmonies to your chords or single notes with the flexibility of sounding multiple strings at the same time, and have the option of finger picking and the attack from a pick that is hard to find in other picking methods. Hybrid picking can be used in a soft or loud lead guitar solo and in live performances with more stability and ease of execution. And its versatility can make it easier to highlight a specific note in a higher pitch, similar to a pedal note or pedal point, just without the long sustain. A pedal note or point is a sustained note held throughout the playing of chords and is often used in preparing a climactic return to the tonic or key, like this. I'm going to use the high note A as my pedal note, and I'm going to return to the key of D with A as its perfect fifth. Let me show you. Another advantage is accuracy. In most any three-note or more lead, arpeggio, or chord, you'll find you can rest your fingers on the string to better prepare for the notes to be played. And in the case where your lead needs to skip a string or two, you'll find hybrid picking to be amazingly useful. Here's an example using pattern 2 of 7 in a blues style in the key of A. Here's my rhythm. And I'll play a little lead and skip some strings. This accuracy can give you a bunch of confidence in practice and performance. One last notable advantage and why it's the best picking method is speed. Any short three-note motif or phrase using 3 side-by-side strings can be much faster than just with a pick, and each note will often have better quality as it is sounded with an independent finger. Where you may find some challenges and will need practice is in tone. You may want to experiment with a finger pick on your I and M fingers. You'll notice that the tone of the note when using a finger without a finger pick is lighter and may not have the same attack as a guitar pick. Some guitarists, like the before mentioned Jim Burton, uses a Fender medium flat pick between the thumb and the first finger and a National metal pick on his middle finger, like this. A great place to start is how I did studying and learning the classical guitar. Way back in the day, I studied using the Frederick M. Node book Solo Guitar Playing. This form of guitar focuses on using the 3 fingers and thumb of your strumming or picking hand. The fingers are labeled P-I-M-A from the Spanish words for them. Pulgar for the thumb, Indice for the index finger, Medio for the middle finger, and Annular for the ring finger. However, as I got the rock and roll bug due to Jimmy Page from Zeppelin, Ritchie Blackmore from Deep Purple, Steve Howe, Tony Iommi, Frank Zappa, and a bunch of others, I quickly moved to using a guitar pick, but really didn't want to give up my classical studies. With hybrid picking, I didn't have to. I also found it more reliable during lead guitar solos and live performances, as I get nervous prior. After 50 years, I still get nervous. It's just who I am. I started years ago by holding the pick between my thumb and first finger and using my middle and ring finger too. This helped me tremendously in live performances, especially when nervous, as I found that using the middle and ring fingers decreased my mistakes, added speed in some parts, and gave me more confidence. And I still had my favorite pick. Okay, now, I'm super hopeful that I have convinced you to at least try hybrid picking for a few years. Now, may I show you a few exercises on how to hybrid pick and get started? Okay, grab your favorite guitar, the closest one to you, and hold your pick as you always do. And then get your strum in hand, its fingers near the strings as you can, because you're about to use them. It's proper and a good idea to rest those fingers right on top of the strings to be played. Start with 3 strings close to one another and in the lowest pitch, forming any chord you like. E major works great, or G major. Pick the first and pluck the next 2, holding your favorite chord with your fretboard hand. Play this no less than 10 times before moving to the next set of strings, and do this exercise once or twice a day. For example, I'll play each set of strings just a few times before moving to the next set. The first example was ascending from a lower note in pitch to a higher note. Now for the second exercise, go the other way, using the same chord and now descend in pitch. In the third and last example, we're going to use higher pitches. A cool thing about hybrid picking is the ability to add higher notes or pitches to our leads and our songs. These higher notes can really contribute to the overall feel or mood of a song. So take the same chord and move it up an entire octave or form a new chord. For example, I'll use high G major chord and descend in pitch like this. Remember to use your metronome and count as you play and use these exercises. 1, 2, 3, 1. Along your guitar playing path, you should really try all styles, methods, and techniques like the popular Travis picking. What is consistent among the best of the best is the use of all styles, finger picking to hybrid picking. All can be highly useful, and it is a personal selection. And please note that one of the greatest guitarists of all time could use all of these picking styles, and that guitarist is Mr. Jeff Beck. First of all, I am so hopeful that this video might help you along your music for life journey. And I love to read your comments. Your comments mean so much to us. So please subscribe to our channel, and thanks for watching, and keep on hybrid picking.